Well, it's actually going to be the Oracle here for MaxPax, and I wouldn't mind if he makes it look similar, but then instead hits a 8-gate attack, maybe with +1 Zealots, or adapts with Resonating Glaives. I think that'd be awesome. Stephano, for my feeling, is going for a much quicker Evolution Chamber this game, and I think there's a very good chance that Stephano will open up with +1 melee, because he might just think like, hey, this is pretty similar to what you did last game. And like I said, Stephano loves to punish these heavy air builds with upgraded Zerglings. Like, that's kind of his go-to thing. And there we have it, +1 melee.
It's a very tempting build when you have that pretty good idea that they're going to be going Stargate and they're going to be going for a third Nexus fairly fast. If you're up against someone who is, you know, much more on the Adept train, some people open up with Robos, do specific builds there, maybe you don't do it. Or even if they're kind of like, they're not going to take that risk and not go for that faster third, maybe you don't do it. But this doesn't just set you up for an attack on that third base, set you up for a lot of run bys, which they're very limited amount of units they're going to struggle to deal with. It also sets you up for the later stages. +2 melee, still allowing one shot on the probes. Now, there's the first attack. Of course, no +1 melee done yet, but only a single Adept. Oracle is forced to fly back home. This won't kill anything, but I'm worried about the next attack.
Yep, I really hope for MaxPax that A, he keeps his Oracles at home, and B, he doesn't use Pulsar Beam too often. He is going for a second Stargate, which I'm a bit surprised by. He's going for triple Stargate even, but why did he get Warp Gate then?
Depth count seems to be okay when they don't move out of position. They'll get against the corner, against the back of the corner. Stephano is now, I think, trying to look for what else is being warped in. Already seeing a lack of sentries might be a little bit suspicious. He has not seen the additional 2 Stargates, but like literally all I've seen is like emergency Adept warp-ins. What else are you doing with the gas? You are no doubt accumulating. And the second Stargate usually is one of those potential follow-ups. In this case, it's a triple Stargate.
Wow, he's got 5 Phoenixes already, by the way. That's quite a bit. And making 3 more. So MaxPax about to have 8 Phoenixes 6 minutes into the game while being on 3 bases already. This is where Stephano's just going to try to be annoying. It is important that MaxPax spots this. The Oracles are super far out of position. MaxPax is going to warp in an emergency shield battery, and I think this would not be a bad moment to reveal your Phoenixes, or at least use them a little bit. The Banelings, if they connect with the probes, that is everything that Stephano is really looking for, and not a single sentry is here, but the Oracles show up sort of on time.
I think so. Just 2 Banelings left over. The Lings get a very good wrap around of the ground army, but it's not really a worthwhile fight to take. The Banelings did not do what they were hoping for, but Stephano is on 4 bases, about to be anyways, and 64 drones, and already up to a hive. I saw that fast infestation pit, and I was like, whoa, what is this? Fast fungal? Like, hold on. But a very fast hive. I do believe he knew it was going to be Phoenix, but what is this fast hive going to be for? Like, you're going to get quick into Parasitic Bomb? Really? That quick? All right.
It's amazing. Parasitic Bomb is the best thing in the game against Phoenixes, because Void Rays clump up, but Phoenixes are even worse, and for some reason, no matter what color you play with, the color of Parasitic Bomb is a little bit similar to the base color of the Phoenix. This is actually a really good fight for MaxPax, though. All the queens away from the Spore Crawlers, as we do have Zerglings and Banelings crashing into the top side, but MaxPax is able to kill all the queens on the bottom side of the map. That is such a big pickup for the young Danish Protoss.
That was the only thing that currently shoots up and is mobile right now. He did not go for Hydras. He went right up to the hive. And I mean, I believe Roddy. I think the Vipers, when they get that Parasitic Bomb, it is going to be good. The dangerous thing about doing this is kind of like the dangerous thing about doing this versus Mutas, for instance, in a ZVZ, which is that you don't have a lot of support. So say the Parasitic Bomb is microed away from. How many Vipers are you realistically going to get at 750, 8 minutes? And what else is going to actually get those last shots? Well, not the Queens anymore. They all just died.
Yeah, that was just a mistake by Stephano. He was clearly looking at the Lings and Banes having a little skirmish with the Zealots and the Adepts and that Oracle as well on the top side of the map. Because if those Queens, there were so many of them, Banelings actually connected. Look at that one Zealot! But eventually that one will go down as well. The probes are stuck and there are still a couple of Banelings in the mix. Oh no, 25 probes go down. Stephano finally getting the damage that he was looking for with his Lings and Banes. Yep, and these Lings are just getting more and more powerful as well, right? That's the nice thing about having Hive too. Stephano rushing out +3 melee. He does not have Adrenal Glands yet, but that's obviously something he could start in the near future as well. There's plenty of gas in the bank, so whenever Stephano feels like it, he can start making Corruptors. But it's just brilliant gameplay by Stephano. It's like, yeah, the Phoenixes are annoying. They're killing a couple drones. They're picking up queens. They're picking a couple of overlords as well. But the Lings and Banes are devastating at home. And I hope that MaxPax is paying attention to his natural because he needs to drop a force field, and he does.
Well, that's nicely done. Does he have another one on the third base, though? He actually does. And this one's a better force field.
No!
Nope, actually still gets through. Oh, no, it still gets through. I guess you can't force field that off with one force field. Oh, painful, 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 painful. Probe's going down, third base goes down, and it feels like this game is going down, despite what the supply says. It's actually kind of funny. The supply is telling a very different tale.
You know, a while ago, I had a match against Rainer in an online tournament for fun, and Rainer thought it would be a brilliant moment to make fun of me. And basically, I was playing very similar to what MaxPax is playing, and Rainer rushed up to like 92 drones and only made zerglings and queens, and I could just never harass, because every single time I was doing something like MaxPax is doing right now, which, by the way, if he keeps killing overlords, is there hope here, Jeff?
Oh my god.
Like, obviously, I think MaxPax is kind of all in, and he's pretty dead. But maybe he can win the game with all these Phoenix and all these carriers, because there isn't that much anti-air yet.
Yo, I saw the Spire, I saw the bank, I saw the supply, and I was like, no, he's gonna make enough corruptors, he's okay. And all of a sudden, he's down to just 118 supply, and his corruptors are still only just popping out, so they're being picked off one by one. Hello, this is actually a more interesting game than I thought it was going to be. More overloads going to be picked off as MaxPax is also supply blocks, but at least he finally deals with the Lings, it looks like, with a tiny ground army. MaxPax, are you going to win with 3 carriers and 16 Phoenix? He's targeting the Spire. Oh my god, the Spire's no longer here. 7 more corruptors, that's going to be it. That's a total of 13.
Yeah, don't forget, we still have 67 drones. Stephano just needs to get all his spore crawlers in one position, and that is something he realizes as well. MaxPax is going to kind of ignore the Phoenixes, and Stephano, and he's just going for those corruptors. Because if Stephano can take care of the carriers, well, the Phoenixes are never going to win the game here. They'll deal a lot of damage, but it's much more about the 3 carriers.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is so funny. This reminds me so much of that Supernova game versus Euthermal. You know, it was just like, oh, this isn't gonna work. This isn't supposed to win. Exact same map, and it's like, well, hold on. Zerg is now depending on one base to hold. If MaxPax were to bring like anything over, like literally Stephano's army is 11 corruptors and the spore crawlers. If MaxPax just brought over a handful of zealots, Stephano's other 2 bases wouldn't be mining right now.
Oh, any impulse crystals is done as well. Stephano is going to try to run 4 spore crawlers into the main. The corruptors are going to dive on the carriers, but yeah, the corruptors alone, they can't really commit there. Stephano is still up 18 workers, which is pretty bizarre. And he's at least going to try to save his natural. The Phoenixes feel like they can take the fight against that low corruptor count, and MaxPax is correct, as a couple of corruptors did go down there as well. Wow, what a crazy game.
This is so funny. Oh man, but if MaxPax had known about how weak the ground armory is, I think he is just focusing basically on like protect my carriers, protect my carriers. He's not really thinking about too much else, but he has also gotten up a 3rd Nexus. He's actually getting to Templar Archive, so we could see Archons in the mix. Like, and he could always recall out of this, right? Like if things really did become too hectic, if the Spire finished, which it did, and 8 more corruptors make, he could always recall or just take the fight with Phoenix apparently. He just won that fight.
Yep, because the corruptor count was at like 5. The Phoenixes have any impulse crystals and +2 air weapons and not a single air upgrade for the corruptors. This is that power of Skytools that I was talking about before. Look how quickly these corruptors are melting against the Phoenixes. At first I was like, I'm not sure if this is enough. Now I'm truly starting to believe Stephano's in so much trouble because his corruptors are just disappearing against all the Phoenixes that MaxPax is still making.
Yeah, he's lost 20 corruptors to MaxPax's 6 Phoenix. No cares have gone down. Like, that is such an imbalanced trade on the air. I cannot believe this army actually did it. Stephano, he was too late to the transfer. He was too late to his corruptors. He was not taking this seriously. He lost all those queens, which really could have stopped the snowball effect.
Wow. MaxPax with just an absolutely perhaps miraculous victory here on Eternal Empire. Felt like he was almost down and out, but 3 carriers and a couple of Phoenixes, and he's been reinforcing with more Phoenixes for the last couple of minutes, have completely turned this game upside down. He's doing a good job in avoiding the spore crawlers over and over again as well, but that +2 advantage for the air units is really shining through here. Look how quickly these corruptors are disappearing, and I think Stephano knows it. This game is all over. What a victory by MaxPax. Oh my.
Oh my god.